Andy,
More of a
your
comment.
buyer has been looking for a new home for 2 months, has
Yep.
lost out on 2 other homes and multiple offers. They love this, but they want to have an inspection. You know a contingency will most likely kill the deal. What do you do?
I would schedule an inspector for you guys to come out during our second showing and do a quick, what they call briefing on the house. And if you feel comfortable with the briefing, where they go through and they're looking at it from they're getting their hands on things, they're looking at it. They're not necessarily doing the complete inspection, but in a half hour, they can get all of it looked at pretty closely to give you enough information to at least know if there's any red tape that we have to cut. Otherwise, you might feel better about making an offer. If you want a complete inspection, you're probably in this situation, sounds like we may be in multiple offers, unless you're going to pay a lot more for the house and make it non-contingent upon the inspection, which is a choice. But then why would you make it upon inspection?
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think I should pay $500,000 for a house that I could get a 30-minute inspection on?
Should you pay what?
I mean, on my second showing, let's just say they're only giving us a half hour to which to show these houses. Can an inspector, what can he get through in that 30 minutes to be able to make
Well,
me
most of them
feel?
will look at the major stuff. They're going to stick their head up in the attic if they can, if it's available. They'll a lot of times look at the utilities. What's nice about appliances and utilities, buy a home warranty if you about any of those items to cover that. But I mean, the major structural foundation, does it need a new roof, new siding, new windows? That can be done a lot of times by the agent. But what's funny is that agents, even with agents with experience, a lot of times it's better to bring along that home inspector that has a different set of eagle eyes that will look a little more intently and know if something's a problem or not, versus just it doesn't look pretty.
Sometimes we'll get, pushback when it comes to that pre-inspection because they don't even know if they have the deal yet. But there's give and take. If you want to try to get the house, you can't have contingencies. You just can't. It's against you. And I'll tell you, many times I've tried to talk the seller into, you know what, it's in your best interest to have an inspection. So there's no problems later on. And so we don't have to worry about them or getting cold feet prior to closing. Now, these people come in, we're not going to go after anything small. Let's just say throw a dollar amount out there. If it's under $5,000 for a repair, we're not going to say anything. And we'll have it ready on Monday. The inspector will be here on Monday in which to be able to do it.
Most people, Chris, by the way, that I've dealt with that are sellers, where we've seen contingencies like that, where they say, we're doing a home inspection. So that clears both of our curiosities. Because you as a seller, then we feel like we fully disclosed. We'll sign an as is after we do the inspection, and we won't bug you if it's under or over five or under 5,000. And most sellers are like, yeah, that's fair. Because I mean, they don't want to get nitpicked out of 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. But on the other hand, if it's a $12,000 problem, I mean, I think even a seller would look back and say, okay, we get it.
And that's a disclosable thing. And a lot of times what I tell people is that, there's a lot of these issues that you might think there is. People have to disclose them. If they don't, you have the right in which to be able to go back after them. But it's not like if they tell you there's a leak in the basement. I mean, that's what your inspector's going to try to find. And if they don't tell you about that, the neighbor does. I mean, you can go after them. Obviously, go after them after the fact, and it's a pain in the butt in which to do, but you can certainly do that.